Hello friends, welcome to Mahipal Reddy GK host. Myself Prithviraj Reddy. Today we are going to discuss current affairs for the May 18th. So coming to the first one, World Agri-Tourism Day, which is celebrated on May 16th. What is the purpose of this particular celebration? In order to promote agri-tourism. And it is the 14th one to be celebrated. Government of Maharashtra and the Agri-Tourism Development Corporation organized an international conference on agri-tourism on 15th and 16th May of 2021. What is the theme? The theme of this particular day is Rural Women Sustainable Entrepreneurship Opportunities through Agri-Tourism. So agri-tourism should give opportunities to the women. For that endeavor, this particular day is actually striving for. And May 16th also some other significance. What is that? It is celebrated as National Dengue Day for 2021. So dengue is caused by Aedes aegypti as well as Aedes albopictus. So both are these mosquitoes which would cause the dengue. Okay, dengue is very life-threatening disease, and dengue, this particular mosquitoes, Aedes mosquitoes, survive in the stagnated waters as well as the garbage-filled water. Okay, so those must be cleared off. This day is particularly created or celebrated to create an awareness regarding the disease called dengue. And coming to another important current affair, that is Sikkim. So on Sikkim, a book was written. What was the name of the book? A History of Intrigue and Alliance. The author name of this particular book was Preet Mohan Singh Malik, and it is published on May 16th. So publisher's name is HarperCollins. So which would describe how the Sikkim was merged within India in the year 1975. What are the aspects? What are the concerns? What are the facts? What are the factors involved with the merger of Sikkim with India was described in this particular book. And this book also talks about two important tribal groups, that is Lepchas and Bhutias. You must remember these Lepchas and Bhutias are very important. Even in the UPSC examination also, the information about these two particular tribal groups were asked. So in all the examinations, these two tribal groups are very important to remember. And author name is, I know, that is Preet Mohan Singh Malik. He is an IFS officer. Okay, so 1962 cadre. Coming to the facts about the Sikkim, it is the 22nd state. It is close to Siliguri corridor. Siliguri corridor is nothing but it is Chicken Neck corridor, which connects India with the northeastern states. Okay, and Chumbi Valley is located in Sikkim, and the passes like Nadula and the Jelepla are located in Sikkim. These are the gateways to the Tibet region of the China. Okay, so these must be remembered. And next important aspect, R.L. Bhatia passes away. So who is R.L. Bhatia? R.L. Bhatia is known as old horse of the Congress party. Old horse of the Congress party. You must remember, old horse of the Congress party. And he died recently due to the COVID. Actually born in Amritsar in the year 1921. So July 3rd. And he contested and elected from the constituency of Amritsar for 6 times. 6 times. He also worked as governors for both Kerala and also Bihar. So for Kerala, he worked between 2004 to 2008, and for the Bihar, 2008 to 9. This is what his history. And moreover, very important point, he worked as external affairs minister. Okay, under the TV Narasimha Rao government. Okay, this is what the information about him. Next important current affair, that is MS Narasimhan passes away. So MS Narasimhan was a famous mathematician, and he was the awardee of Padma Bhushan. And what is his contribution? What is he known for? He developed Narasimhan Sheshadri theorem. So in collaboration with Sheshadri, he has developed a theorem. Okay. And he born in Madras presidency. And very, very importantly, he is the only one to receive King Faisal International Prize in the Science. This is what is the greatest achievement. He worked as a professor in Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and served as a member of Executive Committee of International Mathematical Union. And also he is a founding chairman of National Board for Higher Mathematics. So questions may come from these areas. Okay, please do remember. And the next important current affair, India's first agricultural export facilitation center. Okay, so in order to export the agricultural goods, so a center is established. So the Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industries and Agriculture, MCCIA, in association with NABARD, that is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, they have launched the India first and unique agriculture export facilitation center on 15th May 2021. Okay, so this must be remembered. And where it is established? It is established in the city called Pune in Maharashtra. So what is the advantage? Because of this center, whatever the agricultural and the food exports, food goods which are there in Maharashtra, these can be exported in accordance with the international standards. Okay, so because farmers must be created with an awareness regarding the standards that are required in the international market. So this center would help in those aspects. For example, this center would guide the prospective exporters on various aspects, like what is a pesticide residue management, because international standards do not accept the products with more pesticide residues, and global gap certification, preference of potential importing countries, their product choice, quality parameters, okay, preconditions, orchard management, etc. All these aspects will be educated by this particular agriculture export facilitation center, which is located in Pune. Okay, and India has the export target of 60 billion US dollars, 60 billion US dollars for his agricultural exports. Okay, and coming to MCCIA, that is Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industries and Agriculture. Okay, so it is headquartered in, as you can guess, it is in Pune, and the Director General is Prashant Girbani. Prashant Girbani. Okay, and coming to another important aspect, India-Mongolia Cultural Exchange Program. So India-Mongolia Cultural Exchange Program had started in the year 2015 when Narendra Modi visited Mongolia and signed an agreement with Mongolia regarding the cultural exchange program. So two cultural ministers of both countries. So India's cultural ministries, Prahlad Singh Patel. Prahlad Singh Patel. Okay, so he's India's culture and tourism minister, and in association with the cultural minister of Mongolia, his name is Chimbat Nomin. So both have met in the virtual way, and they have decided this particular cultural exchange program must be extended till the year 2023. Okay, and so what is this particular cultural exchange program? So Mongolia is also a Buddhist country, so they have the Buddhist population, substantial population. So it is a program where 10 students of Mongolia will be trained or will be given an opportunity to study the Tibetan Buddhism, and giving them stipend, and also giving them an opportunity in various institutions. There are two institutions specially. One is CIBS, that is a Central Institute of Buddhist Studies, so which is located in Leh, which is located in Leh, that is in Ladakh. You must remember, they may not ask you cultural exchange program, but they may ask you where this particular CIBS is located. And another institution is CIHTS, Central Institute of Higher Tibetan Studies. Central Institute of Higher Tibetan Studies, which is located in Varanasi. Okay, so this is the important dimension regarding this particular cultural exchange program. And coming to another important dimension, Healthy Cities Report. Actually, there is a site called housing.com. Housing.com. It is a website, web-based institution which has given a report that is called State of Indian Healthcare and Indian Cities through the lens of the healthcare 2021. So which is very, very important report, which explains what is the status of health in India. Okay, and especially it has taken a parameters like number of hospital beds, ease of living, water quality, and local body performance. So likewise, these parameters are chosen, and the cities are ranked in accordance with the parameters, in accordance with their performance in these parameters. So what is the city which has ranked in the first position? That is Pune. In the second position, Ahmedabad. Third position, Bangalore. And fourthly, Mumbai. Fifthly, Hyderabad. And in the sixth position, Chennai. Seventh one, Kolkata. And the eighth one, Delhi. So these are the cities which have failed these kind of ranks in this particular report. So this report has also showcased what is the dismal status of health system in India, especially with respect to doctors. We have 0.86 doctors per every 1,000 population. Okay, so coming to the global standard, it is 2.4 doctors for every 1,000 population. So this is what the important figure we have to understand to really estimate the status of health system in India. And coming to other important topic, Miss Universe of 2020. So Miss Universe programs were held. So this is what 69th edition. So, and this competition was held on May 16th in Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and the Casino in Hollywood, Florida, that is located in United States of America. So the previous Miss Universe was Jojubini Tunzi. She belongs to South Africa. She has crowned her successor. It means the present Miss Universe, Andrea Meza. Her name is Andrea Meza. She belongs to Mexico. Okay, so and coming to India's contestant. So India's contestant name is Adeline Castellino. Adeline Castellino. Okay, she bagged fourth position. So it means she is third runner-up. Okay, and first runner-up is Julia Gama. She belongs to Brazil. Second runner-up was Janik Maceta Dal. She belongs to Peru. Okay, country called Peru. Then coming to another important aspect regarding this particular Miss Universe. So for the first time, Miss Universe awarding system was established in the year 1952. This is headquartered in New York City of America. Okay, so this much you have to remember. So coming to another important current affair, International Invincible Gold Medal. International Invincible Gold Medal. (2021). So it was awarded to whom? So it was awarded to Ramesh Pokhriyal. Ramesh Pokhriyal. He's our HRD minister. Okay, and this award is given for those who contribute their services for the human development and social development. So the writings for this human development and social development would attract this particular prize. Okay, and there is another important current affair regarding two states. Okay, first one, Gujarat state. So Gujarat state had started a particular initiative called My Village Corona Free Village. So this is the initiative of Gujarat, and state of Punjab, it started a program called Corona Mukt Paina Abhiyan. Corona Mukt Paina Abhiyan. So this is the initiative started by Punjab state. These are the two programs, same programs, that is with the same objective, in order to contain, in order to restrict the spread of corona in the villages. Okay, so for today it is finished. So let us meet in the next video. Thank you so much.